a smoky haze and some cloud cover too. An interesting light has developed over the Columbia River course with the Blue Bridge off to my right as we sit on the Kennewick shoreline. Rattlesnake Mountain obscured by the smoky haze. I can just make out the outline as we get ready for Heat 1A from Par Lumber on 610 KONA. And all along the Columbia River shore and along the H1 YouTube network. As we get ready for the countdown, Brad Luce, we're inside 5.5 minutes.
We are definitely. We're coming up on 5 minutes and 20 seconds. 5:20 right there. Our boats cannot come out on the race course until we get to 5 minutes. And a new rule that we started a year ago in Madison, Indiana, people were jumping off the dock. A boat has to have a crew member contact with the boat at the 5 minute mark. 2 seconds, 1 mark, 5 minutes. Now they can let go of the fairings on that boat, and they will wind them up and come away from the dock. Good-looking shot here. All four going to come away from the dock at the same time. What a great shot. Peabody, Kelly, Eccles, Villock, and it's going to be Peabody and Kelly are going to come away first and be the first to accelerate. Then it's Dustin Eccles coming a third away from the pit area. Dave Villock will come away last. AJ, how about that sight?
Oh, yeah, Kelly and Peabody, they're teammates, but you're right, they are really fighting for position, racing off of the starting line, trying to get across Tire Factory Turn 2 so they can get lane 1. Villock following behind. He's just waiting, buying his time. We'll see. Dustin Eccles is behind the two strong boats. I think everybody's just kind of watching the two strong boats right now because they took off so strong.
Minutes.
They got a plan.
And remember, no 80-mile-per-hour rule. No 80-mile-per-hour rule. We are going to score up at the start-finish line at the 1 minute and 15-second mark. They have to be behind the start-finish line at a minute 15. If they jump that line, the official's going to tell them to drop back, move to an outside lane, and then they are still on the same lap with everybody. They just have to start in an outside lane. 3:30 to our start, guys.
On the inside in DQ Grill and Chill Turn 1, J. Michael Kelly. Peabody in lane number 2. Then you've got Dustin Eccles in lane number 3 in the Flavor Pack. Villock right now just across the Mosteller start-finish line, well away from the pack at the 3 minute and 8 second mark.
You know, Villock is so far behind, I'd be watching for him to cut across and catch up.
And
maybe try and cut. Yeah, there he is right there.
Dryer on fire, DMZ. He's heading across to the backstretch now.
And, guys, that is a legal maneuver. He can cut from the front stretch to the back stretch at the bottom half of the race course. They can cut from the back stretch to the front, as I believe that's J. Michael Kelly is doing. And they can do that. That's a legal maneuver as well, back to front at the top end of the race course.
And Peabody follows. Dryer on fire.
Yeah, now watch Mike come down the front straightaway. I got a nickel, says he's going to slow down here and cut.
I'll take your 5 cents.
We're pointing now at a minute 30. Watch, or a minute 15.
There he goes.
Mike goes back to the Dryer on fire infield.
Brad, can he turn in the center of the infield like that?
I have a course map. It's downstairs.
2 minutes.
As soon as he started to go, I went, and Mike's down. Mike is down. He's lost power. Big puff of smoke. Come on, Mikey. Got to pick it up. He's got power. Here he comes.
There he goes.
And again, this is our new start procedure. That would have cost him an 80-mile-per-hour violation a year ago. It's a legal maneuver now, but he's still struggling up the back chute. Now he's got it up and running. Here comes Mikey. You got him, Michael. Coming up on a minute 15 is the score up.
And J. Michael Kelly will be in lane number 1 on the inside. And yes, that was a legal cut through the DMZ made by J. Michael Kelly through the Dryer on fire infield.
115 mark.
Map, Brad.
Yeah, I checked the map too. He's
Peabody in 2. Peabody in 2, Eccles in 3, Villock in 4 as they come down the front stretch. And they were all good at the score-up line at start-finish.
1 minute.
Yeah. Yeah, they're coming down here to the bottom end of the race course. I like where they are. Illegal score up. Now, they can still change lanes here, but it requires a 5-boat length overlap before you can do it. And I don't know that anybody's going to be able to leapfrog and do that. They may very well just wind up sitting in the lanes they are in. Now they commit to those lanes at the top end of the course, and Dustin Eccles has slowed down. He will catch up with the field, but it's Kelly in 1. It's Peabody in 2. I think Eccles will go 3. Villwalk on the outside. Inside 30 seconds, Mike.
And they come up the backstretch. We're at 20 seconds to the start of Heat 1A from Par Lumber. J. Michael Kelly, lane number 1. Peabody in 2, the Strong Racing teammates. Then in lane 3, the Flavor Pack with Eccles on the outside. Miss Apollo, the 27, with Dave Villwalk.
They're not going to get to the line in time. This will be a clean start.
And the 2 boats on the inside at 0 cross the start-finish line. It's a clean start. Boat speed on the outside, though, with Villwalk, who's going to challenge in lane number 4. But we've got 4 boats heading into DQ Grill and Chill turn number 1.
And I tell you what, it's dead even as they get down here to 1. It was Peabody and 2. Kelly on the inside. AJ right in front of you.
Peabody's taking a slight lead as he takes just over turn 2. Kelly on the inside in second place. Then, of course, Villwalk on the outside trying to catch Eccles. Looks like Eccles still has third, but Dave is catching him really quick on the outside.
Yeah, watch Villwalk gain ground on Eccles. Now let's go back to the race leaders. J. Michael Kelly on the inside. He's going to have a shorter course around to the exit pin to Buffalo Brothers turn number 4. But Peabody had smoother water on the outside, able to keep boat speed across the start-finish line at the end of lap number 1. It's a half a rooster tail lead right now for Peabody, heading down the front stretch. DQ turn 1.
1 in the books, 2 to go. Peabody down here, still only got a few boat lengths on teammate J. Michael Kelly, and Peabody got out of shape. Kelly's got to be able to gain ground, AJ.
Peabody, Kelly, side by side. Peabody still with the edge, slightly, maybe a quarter rooster tail lead. Eccles probably 2-3 rooster tails behind, and Dave on the outside, lane 4. He's a full rooster tail behind Eccles as they head up the backstretch.
All right, race leaders back into All Doors Incorporated turn number 3. Oh, it goes over, tailing over. Got out of shape on the inside, J. Michael Kelly, and Dustin Eccles really close.
He had to go to the
outer marker.
Eccles had to go to the outside of J. Michael Kelly to avoid a crash.
That is tough to make a right-handed turn in those boats.
Wow.
Both of those drivers, Villwalk and Eccles, did a fantastic job of getting out of the way. J. Michael Kelly got out of shape and then started to climb the wake and the rooster tail and went over.
He got caught in no man's land. I hope he's okay. The rescue sleds are all in motion, getting to him right now. I can't see if he's got out. I think he's climbed out of the, and he's on top. He's on top of the boat, yes.
So you guys have a visual. He is actually standing on the bottom of the boat. Is the boat upside down?
It is.
The boat is upside down, yes.
And he is standing on the bottom of the boat.
I see 3 people standing on the deck of the boat. I'm assuming one of them is J. Michael Kelly.
Does any of them have a helmet?
What do you see? What do you see, Mike?
Not just yet. I'm not going to say anything about what we see just yet because we're not quite clear as to who is standing on the deck.
Mike's got a pair of the binoculars on the deck of the boat. He's trying to get a visual confirmation about this.
It looks like they're trying to extricate him from the hatch at this time.
So
but
what
again,
I saw
difficult to see from our angle, and the light is just not that good to actually see. But the rescue crews arrived so quickly, and you know we often talk about how they train relentlessly, and this is the reason why they put in so many hours for training.
Absolutely.
Just this type of situation.
There's a lot of people tending to that boat right now.
Rather a dramatic flip right in that all-doors Buffalo Brothers apex of the top end turn. So still rescue crews on top of the boat. as Heat 1A has come to a early close after J. Michael Kelly.
Obviously, J. Michael Kelly's
Electric has flipped.
Health is the number one priority. On something like this, since it was on the last lap of the race, how does this go down now?
Well, they'll have to complete the race
official?
at another time. It does appear as if they have J. Michael out, and they have put him into the rescue boat on a stretcher, and they are now pushing away and will take him back to the Neil F. Lamson pits. As a matter of protocol, he will go to a local hospital and be checked out. Damage to the boat, obviously it's upside down, and we'll await the towboat. There's quite a bit of debris from the boat itself. You can see the cowling floating down stream here at the Columbia River course. And of note, we didn't see J. Mike, but we did see
thoughts and prayers right now with all the friends and family for the crews involved in this. Everyone holds their breath, hoping that J. Michael Kelly will be fine.
The rescue sleds and the first responders got there so quickly. One of them was standing on the boat, and erroneously, I thought that was J. Michael Kelly who had gotten out. Again, props to the rescue crews who got there so quickly.
They know their job, and they do it well. And long ride back to the Lamson pits and the boat launch area. Ambulance is staged in that area, and again, as a matter of protocol, a driver can't waive off a safety check. This is mandatory that they go to the hospital. Now the crews have to gather debris out of the water and then reopen the course, right? Red flag on the course right now. And the other boats that cut power and got out of the way very quickly, Eccles and Billwalk, with a masterful job of getting out of the way, will have to relight their turbines and head back to the pits. This race will be rerun.
Is that the protocol?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the race was not completed. The situation, though, changes, right? We had a really nice 8-boat field, and now it looks like we're going to be down to 7 as a result of this.
Right. But
and Brad Luce down in the pits, I don't know if you're hearing any kind of chatter on the radio about what happened or what is happening. Have any updates for us?
I don't, Mike. And typically what they do when something like this occurs, they will shut down the pit area, and yours truly will stay away from there. They need me down there like they need a root canal. So I typically stay away. And when they bring Mike back like this, they bring him to the boat launch, which is on the other side of that little inlet of water. And you have to walk across the bridge if you come in from East Pit parking. So they will take him down to the boat launch down there, and we see the rescue sled, Dave White and his crew, headed in there right now with, we will assume, J. Michael Kelly on board that rescue boat, and then he will be, I would assume, evaluated there and decisions made on what happens and what next steps are. You guys were talking about what happens to the heat. The heat has to be rerun. The way the rule book reads, you have to run a half of the heat. A half or better of the total number of laps must be completed. By my count, they were coming down to pick up a white flag to finish lap number 2. So they had only completed one complete lap. That's less than 50%. They'll rerun it. But right now, the thoughts are all with J. Michael Kelly and his family and Strong Racing. So we'll just gather together with some unity here right now. It was, from an accident standpoint, I'm going to assume you're looking at a black flag up there, Mike, because we just saw Bill Walk come by.
Red
flag. Okay. Dave has come back in. Our other two boats are still sitting in the water. Typically, a black flag means return to the pit area. Red flag means shut it down. So,
yeah, well, we've got Eccles
maybe
that's getting up onto a plane to head back now.
Okay. And Corey is still sitting down here. He's
Eccles. Mike, do you see any more debris in the river, or did they get that cleaned up?
They've cleaned up quite a bit of the debris, and they're kind of chasing the cowling down right now.
I see that in front, right.
So they're fishing out as much of the debris as possible.
Yeah, you know, I thought...
So Dave is back to the dock now. Here comes Corey. Here comes Dustin. He will come back. From the standpoint of an accident and what we saw, of course, it happened at a point on the race course just about as far away from my vantage point as you could get. It looked to me, and I haven't seen a replay or anything on it, but it looked to me like Mike somehow got into Corey's rooster tail and picked up the right side of the boat. He certainly hung there for a long time, and I think he was trying to ride it and bring it back down.
Yeah, I thought he picked it back down, yeah. He did.
And I've always said when that happens, or sometimes you get a very dramatic blowover and the boat goes so far up in the air, I always say the higher you go, the better. The more you can lay in that rooster tail, the better, because the entire time your boat is off the water, you are slowing down, and that's going to slow down your re-entry into the water. But we won't speculate on anything. That's just a little bit about what I saw. Actually, Michael, you and Kurt were much closer to it up there. He was sure hanging in the air for a long time.
What I thought was fascinating was he was on a part of the race course where we have no idea what's going on, and we wish him nothing but the best. But where the accident occurred on the course would have been in the problem area, why we had to modify the course to begin with.
That's exactly right. They did the right call shortening this race course because of the water conditions and how shallow it is farther upstream. That's exactly where that, problem was.
Incident happened, right. So, again, safety was the prudent move, and the irony is not lost that that's the exact area of the course that they were concerned about, and that's where the accident happened. I hope
so
he's
again,
okay.
The rescue crews, 610 KOA, Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, are working to recover as much of the boat debris. Again, the boat's upside down. It looks like they've recovered the cowling and some of the other larger pieces. They're around scooping up with the rescue sleds, and will take the rest of the boat down to the lamps or actually the lamps and pits, right? Because they want to get a crane on that, turn it upright, and then get it out of the water, right, Brad?
Yeah, that is correct. Sorry, there I was a little slow coming back to you. I was actually watching a replay of it. We've got it here on a cell phone, and he did hang the right
spot. So tell us
and
what you saw in the replay.
He got in a rooster tail. That's what picked him up, and he picked up the right spots and got in Corey's rooster tail for sure. And then once he cleared and went through, the boat kind of cartwheeled and came down on its nose, and then kind of cartwheeled and hydraulicked back into the water. It didn't look like a whole lot of fun to me. Pretty violent the way he came in. You'd like him to, if he's going to go up the rooster tail, to come.
Doesn't look very.
You see it kind of from a drone shot.
Yeah.
No.
The way
you get a chance to see the replay.
So down in the pit area, our boats that were in our Heat 1A, which we assume will be rerun, our boats that were in that heat are being lifted out of the water now. And meanwhile, the other boats that were scheduled to go and are scheduled to go in our Heat 1B, they are in the water. And so, they're ready to go, but obviously it's going to be a little bit of time. They've got Mike's boat's drifting down here, but it looks like pretty much outside of turn judges, every rescue type boat is up that way looking for debris. So this is going to take a little bit. Here comes the H1 rescue boat is pulling away and heading back out onto the water. And quite candidly, guys, this is just going to take a little bit, and we're going to have to sit here and just wait it out. Hopefully our Tanner Morissette and Nick Kish up there will provide us with updates on schedule and Mike and all that good stuff, we certainly don't want to speculate. We will wait until we get it official from H1 Unlimited. There is a protocol on how we go about reporting information on the health of somebody. We don't speculate. So we will wait, and there are people out there that know how to handle this, and we'll get the right information. Just kind of a somber moment there, guys. It was fun. Corey had the lead, but Mike was coming. He was charging, and doggone it, I think we were going to have a real fun final lap there, and just hope Mike's okay.